Welcome back to our third session of our Summer School of Entrepreneurship for All. We're super happy, as always, as every week, to have you back in here. It is great. We can see already very close friends. We've become friends now after these sessions, and also some new faces, so that's fantastic. We're just going to wait a few seconds for everybody to be able to join in and get comfortable so that we can start together. Remember that the chat is there for you, so feel free to introduce yourself, to connect with others. If you have a question, do use the chat or raise your hand. We'll be happy to hear you, okay? So for those of you who don't know me, I will introduce myself. My name is Marianela Parra. I'm with Bantani Education and I'm part of the team behind Entrepreneurship for All. Actually, I want to tell you a little bit about that team in a couple of minutes. I'm here with some of my colleagues as well. So thank you for being here. I want to invite you today. Honestly, I need to be super honest with you. I want to ask you that if you don't mind and you want to turn on your camera, that would be great because it's always nicer to connect in a more personal way, even though we are all over this fantastic planet of ours, which is great. Actually, last week, remember that we checked that we were from so many different countries, and that is really fascinating, okay? So let me give me a second so I can share my screen so we can start right away with this session, okay? Which is a little bit of checking in, yes, but also a hearing from a fantastic speaker that we have today with us. I'm going to introduce her in a minute. So welcome everyone to Entrepreneurship for All, to our Summer School of Entrepreneurship for All again. And I just mentioned it a minute ago. Feel free to use the chat, to raise your hand. This is also a fantastic opportunity to connect with others. I think that one of the things we've shared in these past events is that connecting with others, truly networking, learning from each other is so important. So take this opportunity as well and feel free to connect with each other, okay? Now, in the past sessions, we've shared a little bit about what Entrepreneurship for All is, okay? And I know that most of you have been through our web, through our platform, tackling those courses with a lot of success. Also checking on the event, on our LinkedIn group as well. We'll be sharing in the chat some links for you, okay? So that you can make the most of Entrepreneurship for All, okay? But today I wanted to share with you who is behind Entrepreneurship for All, because we are so lucky. We are surrounded by very expert, amazing people and amazing organizations who are developing not only content, but initiatives and ideas and future opportunities for everyone, really. Because as you know, Entrepreneurship for All is for those of us who are starting to play with the idea of becoming an entrepreneur, but also for those who are already experienced and want to reflect and grow on a particular area. And this is what it's so fascinating. So on screen, you have our friends, our experts behind Entrepreneurship for All who are working hard to develop, okay? Bantani Education, All Digital, EIT Food, Enterprise Evolution, Matera Hub, Read Lab, Old Continent, and PIP. Together, we work across education and policy and entrepreneurship and communication to bring together what Entrepreneurship for All is becoming, okay? Because we're building this together with you. Okay, so I just wanted to stop for a little moment and tell you all about these amazing organizations behind this great initiative, who, of course, as you already know, is an initiative of the European Union, being especially ISMEA and DG Grow are engines behind everything that's happening here. Okay, so let's see what's happening today, okay? Because we have a lot, and we want to make sure that by the end of the next 60 minutes, we manage to bring the most of this session, okay? So I think we want to start working together on some challenges that you identified last week, that you shared so generously and so honestly with everyone here on this session, okay? Then we have a fantastic speaker. We are so honored to have Professor Maggie O'Carroll here with us. Thank you, Maggie, for joining today. It has so much experience. It's humbling, honestly, to be here to introduce you and have you and hear from you. So we're going to be hearing from Maggie in a minute. Then we're going to check on you, okay? How you doing? Our top courses, which ones are you doing? We want to hear from our learners, okay? We've received a couple of messages from some learners who would love to share with you what they've done and what they've found interesting or surprising in the courses, in the pathways, okay? And we are going to share at the end of this session what's coming, okay? What's next, what we are preparing behind the scenes for you. All righty? So let's see. Let's start. Remember that last week we had some questions that we answered about the skills we thought that, apart from, of course, our four pillars: sustainability, financial, entrepreneurship, and digital, which other skills did we think were important for an entrepreneur to develop, okay? And most of what we shared, yes, thankfully are part of Entrepreneurship for All in some way or another. But maybe one that stood up was the communication skill: how to sell yourself, your idea, how to communicate with others, how to network with others. Okay, that was a skill that you felt was important for any entrepreneur to develop. Okay, a competence. Now, we also shared, very honestly, I must say, all the challenges that you found when setting up your businesses, or that you were already thinking about, okay, or you were finding about setting up your future venture, your future business, okay? So there's a QR code on screen. I'm going to share it in a minute again. We are also going to share a link. If you can do it, you can do it on your mobile, no problem. But also it is usually Padlet, because it's a Padlet. For those of you who know Padlet, it is easier to work it out on screen, okay? So if you can use the link that my colleague Megan is sharing in the chat, that might make things easier for you to share, okay? So you
Marianella,
shared, yes?
if I can just interrupt for a second, it looks like on the QR code we don't have access to add our own posts, but we do have access from the link. So I do suggest
Okay,
opening the link that you can
perfect.
find in the chat on your computer, and this way you should be able to add your own post. You'll see that under the heading Embracing Financial Risk and Early Stage Financing, which Marianella is about to explain to us a little bit, there's a plus button and you can add your own post there. So
Okay,
back to
yeah.
you, Marianella.
Perfect. To be super honest, I did generate a QR code that I'm going to share in a minute on the screen. However, this QR code was given to me by Padlet, so it might be because of that. So thank you for spotting that. So you shared a lot of challenges from different areas, from communications and networking and financing and bureaucracy and knowing where to start, etc. But maybe the top three, some were repeated, which meant are a challenge that more people are sharing or encountering, right? So the top three that we found are the following, okay? Number one, embracing financial risk, understanding, okay, that this is in most cases a given, okay? And also there were some questions about early stage financing, okay? How to access those early fundings that we need to set up a business, okay? That was the first challenge that you shared with us. Then there was another one about the imposter syndrome, okay? Feeling not knowledgeable enough, not knowing enough, self-doubting ourselves, our idea, our plan, okay? That was the second challenge that most of us found. And the third one, which is also a very interesting one, was about finding the right niche and the right market and how to access that market, and even sales channels, and how to communicate our idea to those targets and markets. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to go step by step. Alrighty. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is that I'm going to give me a second so that I can straight. Okay. Share this with you. Oh, actually, sorry. If I go to the next, 1 second. Here, this is the other QR code that I generated originally. I don't know if it works better.
Let's see if it works. I'll test it out.
Okay, but anyway, as we mentioned, maybe it's better to use the link that's been shared on the chat so that you can share, you can access the Padlet with no problem. Okay.
This one works well.
You see? Okay, good. All righty. So let's help each other. This is about helping each other. This is about learning from each other. Okay, we're going to start with the first challenge that you found, which is embracing financial risk and early stage financing. Okay, let us know, please, if you're having problems accessing the Padlet. We're happy to wait a couple of seconds if you need to, because the idea is that we provide each other with some ideas, advice, solutions for this. Okay, with this challenge of financial risk and early stage financing. Okay, so you can add text. Okay, just by clicking on this plus sign. Okay, and you can add an advice, an idea there, and you can also add comments to somebody else's idea, and you can like it as well. Okay, no problem. So let's see. Johnny has already started, and thank you for this. Getting well along with an accountant and understanding all the obligations. It's the first advice we get from Johnny. Johnny, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so finding the right team members. Yes, absolutely. Actually, some of the challenges that you shared last week had to do with that. Finding the right profile of the right people and the right co-founders, etc. For my own venture, for my own business. So great, finding the right team members, getting well along with the accountant. We're getting more answers. Thank you for these. Do not dive into establishing an SME without proper preparation. So prepare, right? Resources and enabling environment. Thank you for that. Lovely. Also being proactive, look for local grants, yes, services, networking, opportunities. So I guess doing a bit of research in that area, right? We have someone else here. Have a backup budget for surprises. Okay, that's interesting. Preparing a backup budget for surprises. Lovely. I think that our agile lobster, I love these names, the polite trout and so on. I have to say that I love these nicknames. Setting the right pricing strategy, maybe, yes, that was meant to be for this first one, but it also works for the third challenge. Now, someone else, our clever shark, let's say, don't start a business you don't know about with loan. Okay, so knowing your business is important, right? Very good. Mentioning a loan, so on. Okay, great. These are great advice. You can keep on sharing, and that would be fantastic. Okay, I'm sure we're going to hear a little bit about this from Maggie in a second, so that would be great. Someone else wrote here, knowing right bureaucratic processes. Yes, that was one of the challenges that you shared last week, right? So getting to know about it, how it works, right? Start with your own investment and look for additional financial support. Okay, that's another idea and advice. Have a backup plan. Yes, a plan B, C, and D, right? Just in case. Let's see, adopt a lean approach, diversify funding sources, validate their market early, and maintain strict financial discipline. Interesting, very good. Understand the needs of the people. Yes, lovely, I like this. Okay, you can keep on adding, okay, just by clicking to this plus sign and they will come under that first challenge that we have about embracing financial risk and early stage financing, okay? Loan versus savings. Sometimes there is a lot of bureaucracy in accessing local funds. Yes, we have to navigate through it, right? Okay. You can keep on adding advice because we are going to keep this for you, okay, as we've done before with the other ones that we've done in the other sessions. But maybe we can move on to the second challenge, okay, the one that on screen is right in the middle. And it's about the imposter syndrome and self-doubt. Okay, we had a little chat about it last week, how most of us at some point felt that. And then we had, I don't know if you remember Flynn, who jumped in and said, hey, no, it's all about diving in and letting everybody know about yourself and your idea and being sure of yourself, right? But most of us do get a little bit of panic attacks with this imposter syndrome. So let's say we have a first answer here. Psychotherapy helped me combating these two. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing this. Personal development and lifelong learning. I think we have to totally agree with you. Excellent team community support. Yes. Sometimes it's number one enough. Good. Yes, we did I think a couple of sessions ago we did share as well how being an entrepreneur could feel a bit lonely and it could lead you to isolation. So that's why it was so important to find a support network that would help you go through it and yeah, would support you and would learn from each other, etc. So thank you. Those are those 4 points are very interesting. Thank you for sharing that with such generosity. Believing we are ready. Yes, believing in ourselves. Yeah, very good. Focus on your progress, seek support from mentors or peers, celebrate small wins, and remind yourself that growth comes through learning and experience. That is fantastic. Yes. Oh, I love that. Fake it till you make it, and then that wink. That's really good. That's good advice for imposter syndrome, actually. Absolutely good advice. Thank you for that. Let's see. If your family is not supportive to your great idea, enthusiasm and risk, find the right way to split company and personal assets to avoid disputes and keep on with your goal. Yes, okay, what serves you, right? You keep what serves you. Very good. Previous failed attempts. Okay, very good. Having financial issues. Take the first step, right? We did speak about this last time. You just need to be brave and start, right? Be brave and do it. Just dive in. Yes, take the first step. Yes, this is 100% someone else answered. Yes, I heard that I should start and not wait for the perfect moment, but I'm not sure. Carol, maybe you can address this doubt later because I think it's an interesting one. I personally think that in life in general, in our professional life as well, we will never be ready enough. It's important to have everything perfect, right? So this is an interesting reflection here. Let's see. The evaluation of ideas by juries, evaluation teams that provide funding are sometimes not very professional, and very good ideas remain unfunded. Yes, that can be true as well. Insecurities with competition in the market. It's normal. Oops. Wait, sorry, jumped here a little bit for me. It's normal for every new reality. I guess you mean the imposter syndrome, right? And not feeling right there yet. So there are 4 advice here. 1, check your ideas with a group of people. Start with your closest friends, honest enough to tell you the truth no matter what. Then check them with strangers. Okay, good. Get more people on board to support you at least morally. Yes, that's important. Build on your strengths and try not to look too much at weaknesses in the beginning. There's no failure, just lessons to help us progress. Lovely. Thank you. Great inputs, Diana. Thank you very much. Okay. And our third, you can keep on adding ideas and advice. This will be available for all of us to come back to it and reflect a little bit and learn from it, of course. But our third challenge, the third challenge that was most popular, let's say, between us last week was finding the right niche, right? Finding, growing the right market. There were some doubts about the target as well, right? And the sales channels. So let's see, setting the right pricing strategy. For sales, let's see, Elma wrote something here. It feels like everyone's a coach or an expert selling something, whether it's a course, a guide, or a service. With so much noise, people are feeling overwhelmed. That is true, Elma. Yes, that can be true. The real challenge for anyone selling something isn't about the product itself. It's about finding an authentic way to connect with your clients and stand out for the crowd. Good reflection. Let's see, ask yourself first, is my product or service answering on my potential clients' needs fully? Yeah, we did mention last week as well about how important it was to keep the focus on the problem you were trying to solve, on the need you were trying to cover, right? And not so much in your idea on how to solve it, but if you keep the focus on the problem, you will be able to find the right way. So yes, is my product or service answering that need? Very good. How much my product or service is innovative? Yes. How much my product or service is sustainable? Interesting questions everyone should ask themselves. Very good. Conduct thorough market research, listen to your customers' needs, test and refine your offerings, and choose channels that align with your target audience and value propositions. We have a whole class here. This is fantastic. Definitely worth coming back to it and reflecting on this nice and interesting and meaningful advice. Not focusing on marketing and just believing in the product. Beautiful. And the product and the need you're trying to solve, right? Yeah. Don't go too specific before you know your market, service, or product. This can limit your audience and your chance to grow. Interesting. Of course, you need to create something unique, but if your target audience then ends up being super small and maybe not very interested, you will not succeed. Okay, very interesting. Very good reflection here. Knowing the market feedback with prototype before going all in. Yes, prototypes are interesting. They definitely bring meaningful information on how to proceed and how people are reacting to your product or service, interacting with it. Let's say planning for the financial incentives to the sales channels, distributors, retails, multipliers. Very good. This is amazing. Thank you. You are such a great audience, so generous. And we love it because this is what entrepreneurship is all about. We believe it is learning about each other's, sharing our challenges, our successes, etc. So that we is not only learning from the experts, but also learning from real experiences. So thank you for sharing this. Okay. So I think the link is going to stay open. So please feel free to come back to it and add more. Okay, that would be great. But I think we need to, after these interesting reflections, ideas, solutions, and advice that you have shared, I think it is the perfect time to welcome our dear Maggie O'Carroll from Enterprise Evolution. She has, I'm going to let her introduce herself because I think it would be great, Maggie, if you could share a little bit of your journey with us, how you started, and how you ended up where you are right now. Okay, so the microphone is all yours. Thank you for being here. I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see you.
Okay. Well, Thank you so much for your very kind introduction, Marinella. And also hello to everyone across Europe that are joining today. I think firstly, I'd just like to say I'm really pleased to be able to come and talk, and also to listen and to hear your contributions, because every intervention I have in this world, in my business and entrepreneurial journey, has been influenced by events like this, about learning events like this. There has been no stage throughout my, I think it's probably a 35-year career now of entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, that hasn't been informed by other people. In fact, I don't think I've ever had an original idea personally myself. I've learned and drawn from and responded to what I suppose problems in the marketplace, where I have identified them through, as I say, networking, talking with potential customers, but also being in virtual and place-based rooms like we are today. So yes, Maggie O'Carroll, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a social entrepreneur. I have been running successful businesses now for about 35 years. Some small and some at scale, in terms of our social enterprise. Enterprise Evolution is a relatively new entity. It's 4 years old, and it's growing quite nicely. We're headquartered in the west of Ireland, but we work across Europe and across the globe indeed. And we've got a brand new product that we're launching. So I'm going through the pain currently that probably many of you are going through, myself and my colleagues, my team colleagues. But just stepping back from that, just about where I've come from, etc., etc. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, but very small farming community in the west of Ireland. So that's where my role models came from, in terms of my mother was a small farmer. But effectively, I think one of the key things was that I did pursue an education line in marketing, business studies and marketing. So I'm qualified in the field of business and marketing. So I had an underpinning in relation to that, I had an education in relation to that. And subsequently at master's level, and then subsequently in the academic community. So I now am a visiting professor in entrepreneurship. So throughout my entrepreneurial journey, I've always been, I suppose, doing the work of doing the business, i.e. generating a product and service, selling that product and service, and then, but constantly learning as I go, because that has been the crucial, I think, area of success in terms of sustainability of the businesses. So one of the portfolio of businesses that I look after is the Women's Organisation. That's a UK based, but operates again across Europe and across the globe, and that focuses on women's economic development. But we have a lot of commercial income that comes into that social business we built a very successful business incubator, multi-million pound, nearly 10 million euros a number of years ago. And we have all of our services are income generating. So effectively, if the money doesn't come in, I don't get paid, and neither do any of our salaries. So we have to make our colleagues. So we have to make sure that the product and service is right for the customer. And when it goes wrong, which it does sometimes, then there are implications for that. Have we been, we've been very fortunate that for the most part things have gone well, and our services and our products have been well received in the marketplace, and so consequently we've generated, we generate multi-million pound income, in euro income for that business year on year. And then I have a small private practice just to keep my nose in bits and pieces that are of interest to me. So it's a diverse portfolio. It's not just one business, it's multiple businesses. And that keeps me interested, and it staves off, I suppose, any sense of boredom. But running a business, there's nothing ever boring about running a business anyway. It's a real challenge. And that's what I wanted just to come to you and to talk to you about those three challenges that you talked about and you fed back on very eloquently, I must say. And I had, I suppose, some thoughts myself on how those challenges and how we addressed, and how our business and I personally have addressed some of those challenges that you talked about so eloquently and identified so precisely. I think one of the key things for the challenges for starting a business, and certainly one of the areas that there's a couple of areas that seem to be, key challenges. One is around this idea of marketing, selling, and generating sales. And the second area is around actually getting the money to start in the first place. So there's the money and there's the marketing. But then there's a third area as well, and that's management. And I call this the 3 M's, and it's the holy grail for me in terms of how we approach things. Is it, and then we've got a fourth element, which kind of underpins all of that. Do I feel passionate about it? Is it part of my own personal mission? And does it align with my own values? Because if you're not passionate about what you're doing, the likelihood is that you may be successful, but the likelihood is that I don't know if you enjoy what you do. I think you have to enjoy what you do. You have to really have a passion for it. Does it meet the mission? Does it meet the have you got the marketing down? Have you got the money down? And have you got the people around you? So those 4 pillars are really key, and it keeps it nice and simple in my head because I'm a simple soul. Don't like things particularly complicated. And if I can answer those questions, and we can answer those questions, then invariably, whatever move we're making in the marketplace, we're able to be successful on. So meeting our mission, clarifying and making sure that we've got our mission. And I'm really impressed by like very, very hugely successful entrepreneurs when I hear them, particularly younger ones that are coming into the marketplace. One entrepreneur, the lead for Canva. I don't know if you're familiar with Canva, but Canva, the software. And Mel Perkins, basically, her mission was very clear out the door. It was like she wanted to solve a major problem for people in terms of design and making it accessible and making it. And then the second thing she wanted to do is she wanted to basically build a global company. Well, tick, she's done both. And she's used that kind of sort of, she's surrounded herself by, 2 other founders with her. And she was very clear on market and building market as well. So she had it all, really, those 4 areas. So I think that's one of the key things I would say is around, that issue of having a strengthened team, not thinking about your role. Even if you are starting off, I started off as an individual, but I quickly gathered and recognized that there were some things I just wasn't good at. And so consequently, in fact, I was really poor at them. I can read cash flow and I can read, and I'm reasonably astute when it comes to figures, but I'm not great and I'm not interested in them really, to be honest with you. I'm interested in solving a problem. So I had to get some colleagues around me very quickly in order to meet my weaknesses and my deficits and to play to our collective strengths. So strengthening and having a team, and even if you're not hiring them, that you have them, that you're buying them in on a virtual basis or whatever, has been absolutely crucial as well. The other thing is around, I suppose, not just putting all your eggs in one basket. I think that's important. Having maybe a couple of different products on the go of things. So effectively not being sort of wedded to one way or one idea, being flexible and agile in relation to it. And of course, you've already talked about the regulatory compliance and all the rest, which is very important. Look, guys, there's a real debate. Should you just do it or should you think about it? Well, I think it's a bit of both. I don't think it's grey. The world's grey. But can I just say, in a fast-moving environment, there are a number of things that I have found, and research has found, and the evidence demonstrates to be really important. So in the area of tech, for example, we're developing a tech product at the moment, and we've developed a minimum viable product to test. Fail, succeed fast and fail fast in that environment. So consequently, I think you need to do a lot of testing, but your preparatory, you do have to prepare. And what I mean by prepare is that, the idea of just like basically starting up and not, talking to anyone, not checking it out, not looking at the market, not having any sort of thoughts on, how much money you're going to need, how you're going to like cash flow all of this, is a nonsense. If you don't have that knowledge and preparedness in relation to those all of those areas, it's kind of like your business model canvas, your business plan, call it what you will, but your shopping list. And that's what Entrepreneurship for All actually really, in a very basic way, it's a brilliant way of looking at going through the various modules and seeing what you know well and what you can like say, okay, I know that, but what you actually need to brush up on and what you need to introduce yourself. And I do that for every single solitary move. I'll always use sort of, learning materials like this. And like I say, I didn't develop, we're part of this program, but I didn't develop these. So I'm learning all the time. And so are my colleagues. And every day is a new learning opportunity. And particularly because, the basis of this has been developed in a cross-European, pan-European way with experts in the field of digital market, growth, sales, the lot. So you'll definitely find something. So I would encourage you to take the time to do your preparation, and this is your preparation. But then use it. Then operate agilely and create your minimum viable product and get out there. Roll up your sleeves. The customers won't come to you. And websites are, all very well and good, but you've got to find a channel to market. That is the key thing. That is probably, your sales, sell. So my advice to you is do your 10 sales calls or sales interventions, be it an email or 10 before 10. That's what I do every morning. I have my 10 before 10. I do 10 things that will drive forward the business either in turn, and it's normally in relation to sales. And it's one of the areas that if you're feeling, and if you're not good at it, you need to basically, grasp that nettle, recognize it, and find a way of addressing the sales agenda. And then I just want to sort of, I suppose, just maybe talk just very briefly about fundraising and the money.
Okay, great.
Okay. There's a difference for the men that are in the audience and online. You guys will probably get probably 25% more than your female counterparts in terms of fundraising. Firstly, you'll ask for more, and I want to applaud you for that. Yeah. And that's why I'm going to have a special message for the women that are here in the audience and the entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. Don't underestimate your needs for finance. A couple of things. Firstly, you've got more of a risk of failure because you'll run out of cash. Secondly, you'll stifle your growth trajectory or your growth potential. And I think thirdly, the other thing is that effectively, why not? Why not ask for more rather than less? Give yourself some headroom. Don't be giving yourself a whole lot of, yeah. So then the other aspect is about, the features, the benefits, and the attributes of your product and service. But you've got to really hone in on, making the case for what, you're not just going to start a business and just pop along. This is going to have to, you're going to have to just really talk about or include some ambition in here. This is going to change the world. be confident, have courage, be confident in relation to that. But I think the preparation, get your numbers right. If you're not key or you're not particularly comfortable with numbers, just go through with an advisor, with an external advisor, have these kind of discussions. I'm not great, and I'm not a great supporter of people talking to their family and friends unless they're getting money from them. That's fine. Take the money from the family and friends. But asking them about your market and all the rest, they're just going to love you anyway. So you're going to have a little bit more of a critical gang, really, to be harsh but real. Tell you what's wrong. And the numbers of times where I've had, a panel of people, bring me through my paces. And it hasn't felt good, by the way. It hasn't felt particularly, I'm like, I thought it was great. But what it does is that it cuts out all the nonsense. You're basically in a position where you can really, really start to really understand whether this product is actually going to fly or not. So I think get your money, ask for plenty, be prepared for it, get your numbers right. For your mission, do something that makes you it's not just here, it's here.
Your heart.
For your management, yes. For your management, get the team around you as quickly as possible. You don't have to hire them all. You can use virtual assistants. You can use all sorts. But don't spend a load of time doing things that you're not particularly good at. Do what you do well, and then infill the rest. And then I suppose, as I say, money, management, mission, and the market. If you're not able to sell yourself, you're going to have to find a way to sell. And that's not an easy thing. Effectively, we have channels now, such as the various social media, etc., but sometimes you actually have to have a personal touch to it as well. So there is that aspect. So I would say equip yourself with the communications and the confidence to become more confident around the sales agenda and spend some time on that. So I suppose that sounds like I've just given a lecture, and I do apologize if that's the case.
No, it's
These
been
are just some
amazing,
insights.
Maggie.
Yeah.
No. It's the other way around. It's honestly, I mean, I want to say, everybody, do not worry, because you know that we share ASAP the recording of these sessions, and it will be, I'm pretty sure, and Megan, don't kill me, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have it ready by tomorrow. And we can go back through your advice, because honestly, I started taking notes, and then I was just so fascinated that I stopped and just wanted to listen to you, because you have just given us some very inspiring and meaningful advice, and addressing those doubts that we had and that we shared in the Padlet, that we all just pitched in a little bit there. So thank you, Maggie. That was amazing. Actually, I had thought of some questions for you previous your words, and I think you've answered them, right? We've had chats before about the balance between just jumping in or getting seriously prepared for it, and it's also sometimes a generational thing. Younger generation tends to think, I don't need to learn all of that, I just know that I can do it, I have to do it, and I'll learn along the way. And then older or more experienced, let's say, generation do value differently going through some meaningful learning. And you've said it yourself, right? It's about a balance, right? It's about both. I think you'll never be totally prepared. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
no,
it's right.
Well, I don't think being you can be prepared, but you have to take action. And all of you that have products and services that if you're thinking about them, or you've already sort of like put your toe in the water and you're doing a little bit of sales and marketing as it is, you just gotta ramp that up, and you got to see whether you can get scale, and you can get and whether there's an income attached to this, whether there's enough. And it's only by doing. You only know by doing. It's not easy to get up in the morning and do that 10 before 10. It's a very, very difficult kind of thing. Some mornings I'm just like thinking, do I really want to have to send this email? I have to say that my life has become much easier as a result of ChatGPT, because I don't have to think about things anymore as much. I don't have to craft everything to the last minute. So now I'm like just I want to send something to blah, blah, blah about, this great, we've got this service. We'd like to be able to come and talk to you about it. And I can hone it and make it personalized enough, but at the same time, it doesn't have to take me a long time, and I can get those 10 before 10 out by 9:30. So yeah, or a phone call, or
Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you, Maggie.
But
And you did mention as well something important for all of us who are here because of Entrepreneurship for All, that there's always and that's the way we designed it, and that's why
yeah,
it's the way it is, because yes, you have expertise and or are knowledgeable in some areas, but there are others in which you feel you need to improve or learn about or develop. And this
sure.
is why our approach here is a little bit like pick and choose. You can go and find that specific issue that you need to develop or learn more
Yeah.
about, or get some tools or help or support, and that's great. So
No,
yes.
I am absolutely, I couldn't advise you more strongly than to access the program, complete the program. I can guarantee you will absolutely not only learn but benefit. And things you mightn't use today or tomorrow, I can categorically guarantee you that it will be of benefit to you. I do it, and I have continually done it throughout my entrepreneurial career. Um, these kind of initiatives, and by the way, as well as that, what a winner! It's free. It's free, guys. This is not, there's been a lot of programs. If you're operating in the United States, for example, you have to pay $200, $500, $700, whatever. We're very lucky here in Europe that we have this kind of initiative. So I'm really, I really would encourage you strongly to participate and undertake and complete. Be a completer finisher. Be a completer finisher.
Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. Actually, following up on that, we have here in the audience a few, well, everybody's a learner here, of course. I consider myself as well, because I've been tackling some financial and digital courses myself. So, but we've received a few messages and lovely feedback from some of our learners who are here today. So before we finish, I think it would be lovely to maybe hear. I know that maybe Peter is here. Peter.
Yes,
Yes,
hello.
thank you. Welcome, Peter, for being here. Thank you for being here. We've seen behind the scenes, as I always say, that you've completed a lot of I think everything, right? I'm pretty sure that you went through all of the pathways. So just, in a couple of minutes, because we do not have much time, but we would love to hear from you. Tell us, inspire us to continue, because as Maggie said, yes, sometimes you wake up in the morning and said, oh no, yeah, not more. So let us know of something that maybe you found really interesting or surprised you, or something that was new to you through the courses you went through. And tell us where you're from. Tell us a little bit about you. Just 2 minutes, please.
Okay, all right. I'll try to keep it short. I am a dual citizen, US and Swedish. I've been working since the beginning of the year to develop a startup that will help small and medium businesses with sustainability compliance and employee education around sustainability. And I have both an academic and business background, but this is my first startup venture, so I'm still very much a newbie here.
Cool.
And I already did share a few points in the E4All LinkedIn group, so you're welcome to check out my post there too. And I had, I think what I have is pretty much just a kind of a reflection. And what I appreciated most about the course was how it balanced both between being comprehensive yet digestible, so I could complete alongside some other commitments that I had without feeling overwhelmed. And so that helped give me a reassurance that my entrepreneurship knowledge is, well, it's still kind of developing. It's still sort of comprehensive at this point, but I was able to identify areas that I still need to develop and dive deeper into. And this is also a point that I heard Maggie mention as well. So yeah, I think just really the clarity it gave, both in terms of strengths and gaps, has been incredibly valuable for me, and in terms of visualizing and planning my next steps. So that's what I had for you today.
Lovely, Peter. Thank you. So a lot of like it help you like self-reflect, right? See where you are
Yeah, just
and
give some reassurance and confirmation that I'm on the right path, essentially. Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
fantastic, Peter. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank
Sure.
you very much. I know there's some others here. I know we received a message from Sylvia. I'm not sure Sylvia could make it today. Let me know if you're there. But Emmanuel as well, right? Emmanuel is here.
Yes.
Hi, Emmanuel. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I know you've been through some of the courses as well. So maybe tell us where you're from, what you're doing, and in a few words, and let us know if there's a course that really stood, like you liked best or you found
Mhm.
especially interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Marianela. It's really nice to have those sessions to share our experiences. I get through two pathways, especially the second one, which was for me very insightful to learn more about theory and something to put in action. And actually, I'm from Belgium. I work for almost 3 years now as in a company that does design and build. So we are organizing people well-being in an enterprise. And so I wanted to. I know my weaknesses allez, in myself, but I wanted to really this course really allow me to learn more about them and to tackle them. So now it was really nice to follow that, and I also appreciated the liberty of the course that we can go through whenever we want, and so I put myself some deadline to finish some courses before a certain time in order to be a good time management.
Lovely. Thank you, Manuel, for sharing that. I think you gave us a good tip there. You put yourself a deadline. Yes, we've always we like the idea of doing it on our own pace and on our own time, etc. We like the idea, but in reality, I think most of us need that deadline or that little pressure that will keep us motivated on finishing for this personal goal that we have. So yes, thank you. That's fantastic to know that it's been helpful for yourself and that it's inspiring you to learn
Yeah,
more. So
yes,
feel free to go through the rest. I'm sure you're going to
I
find a
will.
lot of interesting. And you did mention something interesting as well. You can go in. One of the things I like about it, I personally like, because when I need to balance my family, my kids, my aunt who lives with me, my work, etc., is that I do not need to block 4 hours to go through something.
Mhm.
But because it's designed in small chunks, you can really go in, do a couple, go back to another activity, and then come back to it later, the next day, the next week. And that's an advantage for those of us who are super busy in life. So I
Mhm.
hope that's been helpful for some of you. Lovely. And we have some of the authors here in the room. So I'm just saying hello here. So thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else who would love to share how the experience has been, or which ones are you planning to do? Because we have good news. We've announced it already. Okay. We were supposed to finish tomorrow, but a lot of you wrote to us saying we want more time for this summer school. So we've extended the date. Okay, now you have until the 11th of August. to earn your badges. Okay, so that is fantastic. Just remember that. Let me change here. Remember that there are many ways you can, as we've said today, you can pick and choose courses, okay, according to your needs, but you can also choose to go through our pathways or our innovator paths that we have organized for this summer school, okay? And you will be learning learning a lot, yes, for sure, but earning e-badges and that you can share on social media, okay? So please feel free to go. As Maggie said, do be a completer. Do not just do a bit and say goodbye. Do be a completer, because it makes a sense when you see the whole cycle, the whole of, you know, the course. It brings in insights and reflection, ideas, etc. for you. So please feel free to go to our platform and choose. Remember that, and I think Megan has shared it on the screen. It's just on the chat, that if you go to events and you click on our webpage or our platform, and you go to our summer school, Entrepreneurship for All summer school, and you scroll down, you can catch up on what happened on session 1, on session 2. You can rewatch the recordings. You can see the tutorials that we created for you if you want to go through the innovator path, so that you know you have that checklist, you know what to do next to go across. So that would be great. I think someone has raised her hand, right? Yes? Thank you for being here. Just unmute yourself. Yeah, welcome.
Okay, hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Kemi. I think I followed through all the sessions from the first week. I've completed the innovator part. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. And I'm looking forward to completing all the pathways. Well, it's been a wonderful experience. I am a doctor. I'm a medical doctor. But I'm also looking at going into digital technology. I'm a women entrepreneur. My field is in reproductive medicine, women's health, and OBGYN. So for me, I was actually at a point where it wasn't like I needed a break from my business, but I needed a new learning experience. I wanted to know what I need to do next, you know, keeping a balance and being resilient. So, you know, joining the summer school, I think, has answered a lot of my questions. I completed the Women Innovator Pathway. That was excellent. It taught me how to go into self-awareness, self-reflection, and how to, you know, create an achievement map, because sometimes you've done so much. Thank you, Maggie. I listened to everything you said today, but sometimes you've done so much professionally. You know, in my field, we have to keep taking courses. You know, over the last couple of months, I have new certifications. So I just want to celebrate. But sometimes you then look at the figures, you know, from your business and your clinic, and you're wondering, oh, what's next to do? Haven't I done so much personally? Do I still need to, you know, like you said, do a 10 to 10 scale? So I just needed, you know, like an icebreaker, and I'm happy I've been able to enroll at the summer school. And I'll be happy to get more information. So lastly, would it be possible to get the PDF copies of the lectures online? Because sometimes for me, I found it difficult to stay online throughout. I would have preferred if I could have the manual, read it, and then go back and find it. So, having completed your pathways, is it possible to be able to download for further references? Would that be possible?
Let me jump in and answer that for you.
That's an answer for you, Megan.
Thank you for telling us a little bit about your experience. I think that's really nice, and especially hearing that you're working in women's health. I think that's such a valiant field to be working in. So congratulations on that. So for the live sessions that we've been running on, this is our third one. but over the last 3 weeks, we're updating everything directly on our webpage. You'll find the recording, you'll find the PDFs of the slides that Marianella is sharing, and then also any results from the quizzes, the activities that we've been doing, okay? And to answer the question of can we download the course as a PDF, at this stage, no, it's not possible for the learners to download the course as a PDF. I understand the challenges that we can have, and I understand that you want to keep learning. Maybe you want to keep learning offline as well. But do rest assured that even though the summer school is closing on the 11th of August, the information, the learning remains online. Right now, we're committed to keeping the learning platform online and accessible to all users until at least the 16th or the 15th or 16th. I'm not sure exactly which day, but let's say the 15th of December. So you've got plenty of time to come back. The only difference will be that if you are completing a course after the 11th of August, you won't be able to receive one of our special summer school badges, okay? You will still receive a badge for completing a pathway. So if you complete all of the courses in Pathway 1, fantastic, you get your Pathway 1 badge, but you won't be able to receive, for example, our Women Entrepreneurship badge if you've completed all of the Women's Entrepreneurship sections, okay? If you do have any further questions about this, don't worry, we're happy to help, and we can certainly make sure that you get what you deserve, that you get recognized for all of your wonderful learning. So please just send us an email. And again, send that email even after the 11th of August. If you've got some questions of, oh, I couldn't quite access this thing, or my badge didn't work, anything like that, please send us an email. The address is info@entrepreneurship4all.eu. I will pop it now in the chat, but any of the emails that you've been receiving during these 3 weeks of the summer school have been coming from that address and coming from me and from Marianella. So we are here and we're happy to help you, okay? But let me know if you have any other challenges like that. Very happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I can see we have a hand raised as well.
Yes, I'm just going to say that we want to stay just for 5 more minutes. So if you can stay with us, that would be fantastic, so that we can tell you what's coming. So someone is with her hand up. Hello, welcome. I don't see your name, but it says Samsung SM A5 . No, maybe she's not aware her hand is up. So okay, yeah, okay. Yes? Did you unmute yourself? No. All right. Okay, so if anyone else wants to comment something or something, please raise your hand. But meanwhile, we just wanted to share with you some of the activities that are coming next, okay? Do remember that when you go to our webpage, if you go to events, okay, you will see what's coming next. Like regularly, for example, we're having this business advice drop-ins. The dates are there, and these are just very informal but meaningful short sessions in which you can join in for 5 minutes, pop a question, get your answer, and goodbye. Or you can stay for the full 45 minutes, for example, and to learn from each other. The idea is that a little bit like what we did with the Padlet today, the idea is that we help each other when we've been through that same challenge, etc. Okay, but again, we do have other events and learning experiences coming up. Okay, we're working hard for them. So the first one in calendar, let's say after the summer, is our hackathon. I know that some of you were in our previous hackathon. Was it April, Megan? I forgot now. It was such a big event for us, and now I've forgotten the date. But it was an amazing experience in which we got together, we co-created, we were able to create value from our own experience. It was a great opportunity, and the winning teams had this mentoring sessions with experts afterwards. It was just great. So do save the date, okay, on your calendar. We're going to send proper invitations later on, but do save the date on your calendar, or take a screenshot of this info. On the 30th of September, we're going to have our next Entrepreneurship for All, a hackathon, okay? And we want you all there. We had so much fun. It was really great. We're also working on developing all the content activities and some very interesting speakers as well for our Finance Academy. That's going to happen the first week of November on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's always 3 days, 1 hour midday. Some of us have our lunch during the academy, and it's a great opportunity to learn about specific issues regarding finance, okay, and all the challenges we face there. And then on the 30th of, these two are online, okay? Now, on the 30th of November, we're having our Entrepreneurship for All International Forum. It will be in person. It will happen in Brussels, okay? So those of you who are in Belgium or want to come to Belgium for that day, you will receive more info about it in the next few days. But do save that date in the calendar, because it will be a fantastic opportunity to exchange and also network and also hear from others. Okay. So these are some of the things we are working on for everyone. And then I think I just
Marianella,
yes.
just before we close the call, Sylvia is here. She just messaged back to me. So Marianella, if you have some questions for Sylvia, please go ahead.
No, Sylvia, we've connected via email, and I know that we know that you've been through some of the courses as well. So we wanted to hear from you. Please tell us where you are from, and maybe tell us which courses you liked the most, or something that you found that was good and interesting for you.
Sorry, I'm on the phone and
The screen, yeah.
yes. Hello everyone. I am from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I work as primary teacher, primary school teacher, and I'm very passionate about inclusive education. For me, now I really enjoyed the course Digital Skills in My Business. It helped me to see how technology can help, can make learning more inclusive and more creative. That was something new and inspiring for me. But most of all, I understand how much communication and teamwork can do more for success, to better success. That was the most valuable lesson for me.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for
Thank
sharing that
you,
with us.
Sorry for my English. Next
No,
time
it's
will
good
be
English.
better. A bit will be better.
You're also improving English because of Entrepreneurship for All, I'm sure.
Yeah. I learn in English both.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just the invitation still open and the same. Just go back in there and touch
I hope
some
I
more.
will finish course at the end, and we will see.
Lovely to know. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
I love the generosity, the honesty, and in this brilliant community. And you know that there's also a chance to continue these conversations on our sharing on our LinkedIn group. Okay, so look us up. Megan has just shared the link again. Thank you, Megan, for that. So feel free to go there and continue the conversation. Okay, I've just personally find fascinating that we come from such different backgrounds, education and medical, business and digital, and honestly, we have all found something in Entrepreneurship for All for us. And thank you very much. I know we've stolen some extra minutes of your time. Thank you for that. Let's keep in touch. We are here for you. As Megan said, do write us an email. If you have questions, if you want help, support, anything, we are absolutely here for you. Okay. Thank you once more.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you. I mean, I just can't wait to rewatch the recording to hear you again, because you have given us amazing advice. Thank you for this, and thank you everyone for being so generous also with your sharing. Julius, I think you're trying to say something. We're saying goodbye, but if you want to say hello, thank you.
Hi, hello, everyone. Thanks so much. I'm Julius from Nigeria. I'm running a business, and I must say a very big thank you for bringing up that platform, because there are things I'm actually doing that, like what somebody said, that shows that I'm on the right path, and the other things I'm learning that I need to put in place. So I want to just say a big thank you for this opportunity, and I'm sure I'm going to do more during this week before the deadline. Thank you.
Of course, we have quite a few days, so let's keep on learning. I'm re-inspired today, so I'm gonna go back to my courses this afternoon. Thank you, everyone. It's been lovely. You know, we love having these live events, so thank you for being here. See you soon. We'll update our events page, and on LinkedIn as well. We're always sharing what we're doing. So thank you, everyone. You've been brilliant. Thank you for this.